You kind of become a little bit like the conspiracy guy. But it seems like people just want to kind of attack you about it, you know?
They want to attack me for not trusting criminals. Can you believe that?
Right. Yeah. Well, they don't want to think with you sometimes.
People attack me because I don't trust criminals.
Yeah.
That's why they attack me. I don't trust any information coming from a goddamn criminal.
Yeah.
And if you look at everybody will agree that the government is corrupt.
Yes.
Everybody, 100% of everybody will agree that the government is corrupt.
Yes.
And they're involved in criminal activities, right? Yet, like, and the government's definitely involved in, like, people have died because of the corruption in government, right? Everybody agrees.
I mean, there's so much proof, like Bay of Pigs,
everything.
Gulf of
There's so much proof. Operation Northwoods, even like people that like always defend the government, they will acknowledge that Operation Northwoods was real, where they were planning on. So when you look at the government is, if you narrow down the government to one person, it would be like, would you agree? It'd be like the government's kind of like not Arturo Gotti, John Gotti, right? Like a gangster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah,
right. So for me, it's very similar, right? So if you just, I'm trying to simplify it.
Mm-hmm.
If you just look at, like, I don't trust anything coming from John Gotti.
Yeah.
He's murdered motherfuckers. He's a shady gangster. That's how I perceive the government to be. So anytime I get information from the government, a government agency, whether it's NASA or whatever, NASA faked 6 moon missions, man. I mean, how are you going to believe anything from them?
Dude, I met Buzz Aldrin.
How are you going to believe anything from them?
I met Buzz Aldrin, and he seemed, no joke, like he hadn't fucking been to the moon, man.
Of course he hasn't, dude.
You know, because I tried to like engage him, and this look in his eyes seems so like he was trying to just play a little bit of a part.
So I don't believe anything coming from,
I've never trusted the government,
I don't
dude.
believe anything. Then they say, well, what about space? I go, all our space information since 1958, that's when the NASA was formed in 1958, all our it was formed by Nazis. Werner von Braun, the director of all 6 fake moon missions, was one of Hitler's right-hand men. He was a fucking rocket scientist for Hitler who was evil as fuck. He directed 6 moon missions. Masters of Propaganda directed 6 moon missions.
He'd be the perfect guy to do that.
And when he died, he was like, he was on some deathbed confessional type shit. He told his assistant, he said, on his deathbed, according to her, he said, the fake alien invasion is coming. Like, the fake alien invasion is what they've been planning. That's what's going to scare everybody into a one world government. It's always been about a one world government, and the fake alien invasion, that'll get everybody together. Everybody will volunteer we got to, the aliens are going to kill us. We got to all unite. Yeah. So that's been the plan, the fake. And that's what Werner von Braun said. And on his tombstone, it has a Psalm, whatever, like Psalm 8. I don't know, like the Bible verses, but it's a particular psalm in the Bible that talks about the firmament, which is what people believe that, like, there's a dome. There's a dome firmament. We're in an enclosed system. We're in a special place. Why the fuck would he have that on his tombstone? But it doesn't prove anything. Right. There's no proof. But they have all the information. So when they're telling us that the sun is 93 million miles away, I'm like, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Like 93 million miles away. The sun looks 93 fucking million miles away.
It doesn't look that far away.
No, it doesn't look that far away.
It's interesting you say that too, because I mean, at the beginning of the year, the White House was releasing that alien footage. Remember, we even played.
They're pushing it. They'll put it on CNN. They're pushing it. They're pushing all that. They're pushing.
So do you think that's the start of it?
I used to be a super fan of aliens in space. I threw all the DVDs away, but I had stacks and stacks. Me and Joe, we'd watch space documentaries all the fucking time, over and over and over. BBC space, over and over. All the space documentaries you could find, I would fucking videotape that shit. I was a space junkie, and every now and then, I wonder. It is kind of weird that 100% of these space documentaries are all CGI cartoons. None of it's footage from actual, like, satellites or anything like that. I thought that was kind of weird, but I'm like, oh, they got it all figured out. And then I continue to watch it, and then once the first distrust of the world was when I found out everybody wasn't Catholic, because I grew up in a Catholic neighborhood. Everybody was Catholic.
Yeah.
Everybody. Then once I realized, and I was an altar boy trying to get to fucking heaven. I go, I'm going to heaven. I'm an altar boy, fucking going to church. I'm going to heaven. Fuck this place.
First round draft.
Then when I found out, dude, I would have been totally first round. I
could see that. Late first round,
I'm
bro.
going to heaven. That was the mission. Fuck this life. Then once I realized that not everybody's Catholic, what's a Jew? Yeah. What's a Muslim? What's Hindu? I'm like, wait a minute. There's millions of people that aren't Catholic out there.
Then what's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to all of us?
How are we right? How do we know we're right again? So right away I became an atheist, like at 12 and 13, 11, 12, 13. I'm like, fuck, there's no God. This is all bullshit.
Okay, well,
so that was my first taste of you can't trust authority. My second taste was at 15. At 15, I'm balls deep into Slayer, balls deep into speed metal bands that write satanic lyrics. I didn't believe they were satanic. I didn't believe they were satanic at all. I just believe, we're just trying to scare people. I'm writing satanic lyrics. We're just trying to scare people. I don't even believe in God. I'm
like
atheist.
Halloween kind of.
Yeah, exactly. It's like dudes who are into writing movies like The Exorcist. You don't think the director of The Exorcist is satanic. You just think they're writing scary shit.
They love that shit.
I never looked at Slayer. I'm 15. I'm like, those motherfuckers aren't satanic. They're just writing scary shit, and it's cool. Upside down cross, cool. But then in 2020 was a show. Back in they still
I remember 2020.
Everybody watched 2020 back before the internet. They did a special on satanic music, and it was all about old ladies telling saying that if your kids are listening to Twisted Sister and Motley Crue,
then they're hellbound.
And I was thinking, dude, you got the wrong fucking bands. It's not Twisted Sister. That's not satanic.
That's Dee Snider, right?
You got to get into Bathory and Creator and Destruction.
Acid
That's
Bath.
the real. They were mentioning any of the Merciful.
What about Acid Bath? You ever heard of them?
No. They were bringing up like Judas Priest and shit. I'm like, they are. So at that point, I thought, wow, these motherfuckers don't know shit. And this is ABC.
Yeah.
They should have been talking about Slayer. Then I would have understood. I'd be like, yeah, because every song's about Satan. Yeah, I get it. But they didn't talk about that shit. They were talking about like fucking Motley Crue.
So what do you then realize? Just how out of touch they are, or how much they're trying to control? How they're putting their spin.
You can't trust the mainstream. I was already not trusting them. The speed metal band I was in was called Resistance, and it was all about not trusting the government.
Okay, well then how about this? So say if like the world that we live in now, people talk about the earth is round, or that or the earth is flat, or that we're living inside of somebody else's creation. Like why would they say something more powerful than us is created this world or controls us, that we're living in a controlled environment? Why would they let us start to think? This is what I wonder sometimes. Why do they let us start to realize it?
There's a.
Or do you think there's a glitch in the system?
No, there's a big movement trying to stomp out like flat Earth theory, like any conspiracy theory that is out there. Say like 9/11, right? 9/11 for sure was an inside job. There's no doubt. If you look into it, it's no doubt. That's an inside fucking job. If you actually look into it,
right?
So there's people being paid to put together debunk videos for 9/11. There's websites being made. There's like documentaries put on like Nat Geo and shit to debunk 9/11 was a inside job.
Oh, to debunk that it was an inside job.
Yeah, because the people who were responsible for it, those same people are putting out the information. So when you go to YouTube, for instance, you punch in 9/11 inside job, you're not going to get any of the really real videos. They got the search engines controlled. That's smart.
Yeah.
So all the videos that come up are going to be video. Like if people are interested in 9/11, they're going to go. They're going to go. That's not real. Because the real shit won't come up for a long time.
Yeah.
So they got the search engines controlled, right? That's smart.
Yeah.
Easy to do, right?
Easy to do.
So any conspiracy theory, same thing. You like JFK. Even for JFK, go to YouTube, go JFK, a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna get no real shit. Not all the shit, the debunking shit comes up first.
Right.
Right? Same thing. And wouldn't it be smart too? Wouldn't it be smart for the people that like for 9/11, for instance, to start a website that said 9/11 inside job truth.com. Own that shit. start talking about and sending people there, but meanwhile it's a debunker site.
Right.
Wouldn't that be a good idea?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
But
And they'll even have a documentary on cable that says 9/11 was it an inside job? Most people think, or a lot of people are now thinking that it's an inside job. Tonight at 11, we're going to investigate it. So it appears to be a
Investigative.
Yeah, it's
Right.
but it's not. It's not. They get you, and then the narrators to those documentaries they're just like condescending.
Oh, yeah.
Real scientists believe this, but the conspiracy theorists, they believe this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, why is it that people who always think outside of the box these days are considered like such like it's just so looked down upon? Like even Kanye the other day was talking about like just different ways of talking about slavery or just different mindset. He's just even speaking on it, right? And sure, Kanye's all over the place, but it's like if somebody even brings up an idea, sometimes immediately it's just shunned. Like
people are dumb as shit, man. People are dumb as shit.
Even to think,
they're
like,
hypnotized.
yeah, what's okay with it, like? So somebody says, "Hey, think about it this way," and people are like, "No, fuck you."
Yeah.
But they're not saying that that's the truth. They're saying, "Hey, just think."
Dude, there's a video with a bunch of black celebrities like Ice Cube, 50 Cent, Shaquille O'Neal. There's like 5 or 6 of them going, Trump's cool, man. Trump's way cool.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't racist. We hang out with him. That guy says he's a boss.
Yeah.
But Kanye says it, and they attack him. They lynch him.
Well, it's because
ridiculous.
Kanye is so influential. You can let 50 Cent say whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't kind of matter at the end of the day. But when Kanye West starts talking different,
Yeah. People are hypnotized. That's what's going on. There's mass hypnosis going on.
Oh, I'm a victim of a lot.
Mass
I can
hypnosis.
feel it. I can feel myself starting to escape from it sometimes.
Yeah.
But why are we allowed to, as humans, as thinkers, in whatever world this is, in whatever we're living in, say it's controlled by something, why does that thing allow us to start to question?
They're not allowing us to question. We're waking up on our own, and they're doing everything to stomp it out. Like Flat Earth, you go Flat Earth, you go to YouTube, you're gonna get nothing but debunker videos. Like,
Right.
why are they making videos debunking Flat Earth if it's so stupid?
Right.
Why are there people making videos and spending a lot of time, full-time jobs, debunking what we live on?
Yeah.
Why are they doing that? How does Flat Earth have such legs? How does it have legs? It's so dumb.
Right.
How is it just keeps growing and growing? People are waking the fuck up.
And what are they scared of? That we're gonna break
You
through
can't you can't the Jesuit goal is a one world order, one world goal. All the secret societies, Skull and Bones, there's a bunch of them. Freemasons, there's a bunch of secret societies that all work together. They want a one world government, and the way it's going to happen is from a fake alien invasion. They're already preparing for it. They're doing it right now. It's Project Bluebeam. That's what they're doing. So I used to be really into aliens, big time. Then I realized, oh shit, they're tricking everybody. They're making it so the alien community. They're going, look, there's all these government programs, Project Blue Book. They got all these documents where they're investigating UFOs. The government really knows that shit is all done on purpose. So it looks like the government's hiding it. It looks like it is. So it makes you believe it. But meanwhile, they're not hiding it. They created it.
They created
Roswell, all that shit's fake. That's all fake. I used to believe that. I used to believe all that shit, crash UFOs and all that shit. That shit ain't real. They want you to believe that the government is trying to hide it. It's brilliant.
Yes.
So now I look at that. Now I look at all the UFO sightings. It's like, that's government shit.
Right.
They're making
they know that we're looking for it, so now they're putting it out there so that they can control it.
So once the fake alien invasion happens, everybody buys it hook, line, and sinker. We go one world government. And you can't, they go, why are they lying to us about space? You can't have a fake alien invasion without space.
Yeah. Right. You have to have space.
You have to have,
it
you
has
have
to
to
come
have,
from somewhere.
Well, here's something that gets me about
they
space.
have to come from this infinite space. And when you look at what, people always talk about, even Joe Rogan, like, man, like the conspiracy theory is that a long time ago, we used to be really, really smart. We figured out a bunch of shit 30,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago. And then something happened, civilization fell apart, then we had to start over again, right? When mainstream science will tell us that, it's dinosaurs, cavemen, and then slowly we got to the point where we're at here, and we're at the pinnacle of technology. The technology has never been as high as it is right now. That's what the mainstream storyline is. But the conspiracy theory there's one of the conspiracy theories is like people used to be really smart. Look at the pyramids. We still can't even make a pyramid now. All these people are willing to believe that people used to be way smarter than we are now, right? If that's true, then they would know what we live on. But, they would have a better idea than we do.
Right.
And so back then, like all the ancient cultures, they all believed we lived, the Hindus, everybody, they all believed we lived in an enclosed structure. Like this is a special place and there's a firmament. It's in the Bible and people, you can, the Bible ain't shit. The Bible ain't real, but you know what? I'm not a devout Christian. I'm not a Bible thumper, but I do believe that there's probably some real shit in there.
There's some clues in there.
There's some real shit in there.
Do you think, but why are we, like, if we start, do you worry that if we start to get alert to things and people start to become aware that we're going to be, something's going to happen to us, like as individuals that start to become aware? Like, do you ever worry about that? Like, the more awake that you get to what's really going on, that, because obviously then we're a hindrance to whatever the overall plan is.
For sure. Everyone's susceptible to getting suicided if you have a big enough mouth, for sure.
Do you feel like that could be,
I'm so small time and I'm so crazy.
Are you though?
I'm talking about flat earth and stuff. I'm so off the radar. You know what I mean? I'm not, we did a podcast for about an hour. We didn't talk about conspiracy theories. I turned down, I've been approached, three different production companies want me to be a host for some conspiracy theory show. I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to be no conspiracy theory host.
Because you think something could be, but do you think, like, because I'm thinking if I'm running around and that's part of, the vibe that I'm carrying with me, then somebody who has a bigger ability to me and more control would shut me down like a roach.
Maybe that could happen. But I'm already shutting myself down.
Right.
I'm not doing conspiracy theory shows. I'm only talking about conspiracy theories on podcasts where the host wants to talk about it.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, it really just comes down to, I don't trust criminals. I don't trust them. So when people are fucking making fun of me and calling me an idiot for not trusting, I don't trust any science that I can't verify for myself.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to throw me in jail. If I don't trust any science that we can't verify for ourselves, we got to take someone else's, like some unknown scientist word for it. Like just the simple fact that the sun is supposedly 93 million miles away. Me and you have no way to verify that. We
have no
idea. But people will say, dude, they figured that out. Yeah. Look, I could Google it.
Right. So what? Somebody wrote that down.
Someone wrote that down. That's not proof to me. Now, if they were going to throw me in jail for not believing it, then I would say, I believe it. You know what I mean? Then they would have the right to call me an idiot.
Yeah.
When people go, you fucking idiot. You don't believe that the sun's 93 million miles away. It says right there. They figured it out. NASA. You fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Now, they would have the right to say that if I was going to get thrown in jail.
Right.
Or if they, if you believe that and you sign something that you believe that, they gave you like a fucking $10,000 tax check or something like that, income tax, then they would go, you fucking idiot, dude. Yeah. That's $10,000. You're a fucking idiot. But there is no money and there is no jail. So it doesn't benefit me to believe that the sun is 93
Especially
million.
Not to benefit.
It may be. But they lied about so much shit.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
And they lie constantly. And it's just untrustworthy. I mean, even how, like, some of these, like, you'll have Bernie Sanders who would have won his political party and then he gets it's almost feels so much like how it's so obvious now that we shouldn't be trusting these powers that are around us. And what gets me about space is that, my favorite thing about space is that, they say space is constantly multiplying, infinitely multiplying.
How do they know this?
That sounds like something I would have made up.
Science that we can't verify for ourselves, and that's most of space. That's scientism. It may or may not be real, but you got to have faith. Right. You got to have faith.
Oh yeah, you got to jump.
So anytime you think like you take a physics class and you got an A in physics, and you think that's verifying that everything they're saying about space is real. And you know what I mean? Like that you're saying that verifies it?
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
You're hypnotized.
What's crazy if I told you, hey, space, it just keeps on growing.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that's
do you think that we're shooting through space at 1,000,000 miles an hour?
No.
Does it feel like we're going 1,000,000 miles an hour? Mm-hmm. And it's not just 1,000,000. According to mainstream astrophysics, we're going 1,000 miles an hour we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour on our own axis, and then we're shooting around the sun at 60,000 miles an hour. 60,000 miles. And then the sun is shooting around the center of the Milky Way at 600,000 miles an hour. And the Milky Way galaxy itself is shooting through the universe at 1 million. That's what they wrote. 1 million miles. So we're going forward. Can you imagine going 1 million miles an hour this way, but then you're skidding this way, 600,000 miles, and then skidding another way, 60,000 miles an hour, and then and you're spinning 1,000 miles an hour.
Dude, that would make any 8-year-old try to OD on one of their
They've
vitamins.
never proved.
Undeniably.
They never proved ever. There's never been any proof that we're moving.
Well, not proof that we can conceptualize, and that's why I don't understand why people so easily believe everything.
They believe it.
Right.
They
And you know
believe
what? You know what's interesting too is that like if you question it for a second, you'll get attacked. But if you believe these same people, they've been wrong so many times throughout history. Like they used to think that the sun revolved around the earth, right? These are the same scientists that are saying all these things.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now the scientists are never wrong, and we have
That's
to
true.
always believe them and never question them.
Because
on anything.
NASA's got some instruments to measure all that shit. You just got to
right.
believe us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about what are the percentage of the population worldwide have access to the high-powered telescopes that these people in NASA are supposedly getting all their calculations
Nothing.
from.
Never.
So less than 1%, probably 0.001% of the population has access to verify all these findings in space. They found every 6 months, they find 7 new planets.
Galaxies, yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. How you, show me how the fuck you figured that out. Oh, we can figure out with the light, and then there's like a light. And if you could go on YouTube and see what stars and planets look like through telescopes.
Yeah.
You could see that. And dude, it looks like the weirdest lights ever.
Dude, and
it's the weirdest shit. It doesn't look like the CGI that they're giving us. They're giving us some beautiful planets and all. It doesn't look at all like that. When you see it yourself, you're not seeing the CGI paintings that they're giving us of these fucking nebulas and these star nurseries. That's all to me, I don't buy any of that shit.
Well, it's also like what gets me is that they'll have that so few of us can really even read this data or any of that stuff and actually conceptualize it in a way that
it's scientism.
Yes,
you got to have faith in it. You know, it's not like I don't believe in science, and I've said this many times. I believe the science of the iPhone. I believe the science in the iPhone can connect to the internet.
Yeah.
I didn't need to read that anywhere. I didn't need to read a book.
Right, because I can see that and use it, and I know it.
I believe in the science of cars.
Yeah.
Why? Not because I read it anywhere, but because I'm in my goddamn car every day. I know it goes from point A to B.
Yeah.
I believe in that science that I could verify. Science that I can't verify, you know, but now if, let's say I had some rare form of cancer, right? And someone said, hey, there's this new treatment. There's a chance that it could cure you. In that situation, man, I want to trust that science, and let's go for it. I want to trust that science. I don't know if it's going to work, but shit, I hope so.
I'll give it a
You know
shot.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I trust that science. Right. I trust the science of surgery. Is there science involved in surgery? There's science involved in surgery. Like I've had back surgery and I had knee surgery. I believe in that shit. You know, when you're talking about 9 planets 10 light years away that you can't see, that no one can see, that we got to take your word for it. That sounds like a scam. That sounds like you get $18 billion a year and you got to have something to show for it. So, oh yeah, we're looking for we found new planets. Oh shit, we're going to Mars. Yeah. We're good. And then when you look at the SpaceX stuff, it's like, Jesus Christ, man. You believe, have you seen the footage of that Tesla with the spaceman? That's so fucking, that looks so fake. Even Elon Musk, the first thing that came out of his mouth in the press conference when they launched that shit, and the internet revolted and said, that's fucking faker than anything. I thought it was going to look more real. I thought Elon Musk would have better technology.
Yeah.
But they asked him in the press conference, the very first thing he said, they said, Elon, how does it feel to finally get your Tesla up in orbit and fly? And how long do you think we're going to have contact with it? And the very first thing he said was, well, I think it's ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake. That was the first thing that came out of his fucking mouth. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. If we would have faked it, we would have used way better CGI.
Yeah.
That's the first thing out of your goddamn mouth.
Yeah.
That's the first thing out of your goddamn mouth. And where's that Tesla now? Where's it at? Where's that? They faked every. You know how one way you know it's fake is that when you turn on your iPhone, you always get your CNN and the Washington Post. You get all the fake news.
Right.
You get the fake news on your iPhone.
It's true. I didn't even subscribe to that, and I get all that shit.
You get all that shit. They force feed you the fake shit.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're reading fake shit on CNN every day, fake shit, and then on CNN it says, "Hey, the SpaceX launch was successful" or whatever, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is that of course
Right, the same thing. Why would they change their whole vibe for one story?
Because most people don't trust CNN. Most people don't.
I agree.
But they do when they talk about space.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Well, what I wonder is why is space always so unattainable to us? Like, if we live it, like, that's the thing. Everything we learn about it is that, we can't get there. You know, we just got to our moon. We just reached there. But, this other thing, we got out there, just pictures,
How about this? Everybody, whether you believe we went to the moon or not, everybody believes that there's a debate about it, right?
Yeah.
There's people that believe we went, and there's people believe that it's fake, right? So everyone should believe that there's a debate about it. Now, if you really have an open mind and you want to get to the bottom of it, say, okay, government always lies. Maybe they lied about this. Let's have an open mind. Let's get to the bottom of it, and let's take it to trial. What's the first thing you're gonna ask for in the trial? To look at all the evidence.
A trial would be awesome.
Yeah, wouldn't it be?
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it be? The first thing is okay. First thing we got to do is examine the evidence, right? Right, but you're the prosecutor and go, we need to examine the evidence. And the defendant, the government, says, we destroyed all the evidence. What do you think right there? At that point, what are you thinking?
Oh, BS.
What would an average person that isn't hypnotized with some decent common sense think at that point? You're in trial and go, okay, let's examine the evidence.
Like,
and the defense attorney said, Your Honor, we destroyed all the evidence.
So we just have to take your word for it.
That's like fucking guilty already. You're guilty. You destroyed the evidence? Yeah. Why would you destroy all that precious evidence of the greatest achievement of mankind? You destroy. They said it. Don Pettit, a NASA astronaut, said it on the video. You can watch it. There's a million videos of him, copies of him saying, I would go back to the moon in a nanosecond, except we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We destroyed that technology, and it's been a painful process to put it back together. That's word for word. I got that shit memorized.
That's crazy.
And we destroyed the technology?
Yeah.
To me, anybody, and that's a criminal. They're already criminals, right?
Especially,
they're already criminals.
Right.
So automatically you're thinking, okay, we got these motherfuckers, right? Oh, we got this motherfucker. They don't have, as a
court
prostitute,
case? Yeah.
We're like, these guys are fucked. Yeah. They destroyed the evidence. Okay, it's on now.
Yeah.
It would be an open and shut case at that point.
Especially because if we tried that argument, we're in jail and we get the speedy execution.
Exactly.
They're not going to give us like 20 years and then kill us.
Exactly.
Right away.
The whole thing about space, there's so many ways you can break down space and the information they're giving us. There's so many different ways. This is just one way, right? According to mainstream space information, here's the sun, right? And then here's the Earth, right? According to them, it takes 1 year to go around the sun, right? Right. So, and when you're the part of the Earth that's facing the sun, that's daytime, right? And this side, the side that I could look at, that's nighttime, right? Because anytime the sun, if the Earth is a ball, anytime it's facing the sun, it's daytime. Anytime, so at nighttime, we're actually not the sun is on the opposite side. We're looking at this side of the wall.
Right.
Right. Let's say this is the universe. Right. Here's the sun.
Right. So at nighttime, we're looking the other way.
We're looking that way. So in 6 months, we're looking that way. Right. And in 3 more months, we're looking that way. Right? So from when the Earth is over here,
right,
there's no way we can see those stars over there, right? It's impossible.
Right.
We got to look through the sun and then there's no way.
Right.
We're looking at that side. So in 6 months, we're over here. We should be looking at a complete opposite side of the universe, right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you don't. You don't.
Don't you?
No. You see the same stars. The stars, you don't. You don't see a completely. You see the Big Dipper year round.
Right.
How is that possible?
Well, we see that's the easiest one. So there's always some like girl that you're trying to hook up with, and she's like, "Oh, there's the Big Dipper." You know,
it's always there.
It's always
and
there.
And then the North Star, Polaris, is always there. What do we know for sure about the planet and space, because anything that we have to take someone's word for in this argument, in this debate, you got to throw that out, because that's what the argument's about. The argument's about we don't trust shit that we can't verify for ourselves. So if you're going to get on your fucking phone and go to the NASA.gov website and say, look, it says right here, it's true. That's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is we don't trust that shit. Yeah. That's like getting in an argument with someone who's a Bible thumper and he's always bringing up Jesus quotes. And you're like, dude, why do you keep bringing up Jesus quotes? I don't believe in the Bible.
Right.
What? So you know what I mean? Right. But then he keeps bringing us, oh, you're wrong. Look, it says right here in the Bible, you can't bring up the Bible to me because I'm an atheist.
Right.
Not me. I'm just, there's an example. I'm not an atheist. I do believe in God. But I'm just saying, if you're going to argue with an atheist who doesn't believe anything in the Bible and you keep referencing the Bible, you are the idiot. Yeah, you are the idiot. Because you're trying to have a real debate with him. You got to talk about shit that ain't the Bible, because you're talking to someone who doesn't believe in the Bible. Right. So you keep quoting the Bible, you're the fucking retard. So it's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing with space.